Please, don't let me go this time.
Please hold me! My arch nemesis! Red Sonja the finale, and that clip was from the ending that really pissed me off. For the first time anyway, because the second, I knew what was coming, and it just made it funny. Almost as much as Red Sonja's fighting skills. This half also includes a little bit too much information about Sonja.
She's coming.
Good to stay optimistic.
No, she's coming.
And you'll be even more surprised when you find out who, or rather what, it was with. Although as a Twitch streamer, after the night out she had, it was basically inevitable. She did have to reward it after all. And it makes even more sense when you find out that Sonja comes from Portland. I didn't know until I heard her talking in her native language. Let's get stuck in. We pick up back with Red Sonja chasing the king. She got one glimpse of his glowing knob and couldn't let him go. Unfortunately, she's being stopped by a bloke. Barely an inconvenience.
Where's my horse?
Your horse. So she was following the king, but now they think her motivation is after a horse. She has no idea a horse is here. It could be anywhere in the city. I'll show you your horse. How does that even make sense? I'll show you your horse. How is I'll show you your horse code for I'm gonna stab you in the face? Now, as you can see, there's quite a few guards. Does everyone remember the Obi-Wan Kenobi moment? Well, we just had it again. I'm gonna open palm slap this guy with a helmet on, and she knocks him out. She even knocks his helmet off. Look at that smug expression. What happened to that guy? So this guy runs at her, intending to swing his sword, and somehow he misses and just keeps running. He's all the way over here. Even she's like, wait, where are you? I was supposed to hit you in the back. He's still going. This man has no brakes. I'm surprised he didn't run into the cameraman. Look how far away he is. This guy only went for a sword swing. He's ended up on the other side of the corridor. He's like, don't worry, not only going to leave myself fully open, but I'm going to swing down into your face. He's definitely going to do that, right? Oh, no, he missed.
Where's my horse?
There's a lot of non-complimentary facial expressions in this movie. Now, she walks into the lab, gets rid of all the scientists, finds the mind control disc, the spider machine from Wild Wild West. Who knows, maybe they're setting up a sequel. Is this going to be like Willy Wonka and Snowpiercer? One's clearly a sequel of the other one. In this, Wild Wild West is the sequel to Red Sonja. But a most important discovery is the King's Magic Ball. Now, obviously, being in enemy territory, she clearly checked out this room to make sure there was no hidden guards, hidden traps, and took everything in. Well, except her own horse. I mean, the horse has a cloth over its head. At least he's got an excuse. Now, don't worry, she can break metal chains. Barely an inconvenience. We can shower together again. And don't worry, we're definitely gonna have a nap. Get a room. Red Sonja, though, she's basically going through a divorce and so wants to make the bloke suffer as much as possible. That's why she sees something he's built and takes pride in.
Stay here.
And has to go and destroy it. She gets her javelin metal stick, but I can't even remember where she got it from, to be honest. Throws it into his ball. And that doesn't look good. She has nothing to benefit from this, by the way. And she will kill a load of innocent people that just happen to be in the city. And Sonja doesn't care. My favorite thing is his reaction. He sees the lights flashing.
No, 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 no!
And he does the equivalent of looking over the top of a sealed Mentos Coke bottle. Honestly, you get what you deserve. Now, obviously, Sonja's killed loads of people for no reason, and she's supposed to be the hero. Meanwhile, after she set the Cyclops on all the innocent people, this is what the villain's first thought was about.
How many dead?
He cares about his people, and she will just happily annihilate them just out of spite. What a hero, everybody! Sorry, a hero. She even takes out this guy's best friend and scientist.
Brutality!
Not that Sonja cares.
This her doing.
It's even treated as if she's the villain. All the people that are supposed to be evil are upset and are like, we must have our vengeance. The scales of justice must be realigned on the evil protagonist. Back with her crew, though, I think they've got a one-track mind.
She's not coming.
Probably depends on how much she enjoys explosions, to be honest.
She's coming.
Good to stay optimistic.
No, she's coming.
I don't know what you did to this poor actress.
No.
There was no need for any of this. Apart from the teeth, she's a normal human being. It's not like you made a different species. Although I do appreciate her following the fantasy trope of only carrying 3 arrows with her at a time. But after Red Sonja has slaughtered a load of innocent people, they reunite.
You made it.
Of course. I said I was coming.
I think announcing it to a crowd, though, might be too much information, love. They ride off, there's a montage of them traveling, and I know what you're thinking. Where did they get all the horses? We'll never know. She gets stopped by this guy. He's like, I must go home because I'm a prince and my people are there.
Crown Prince of Shem at your service.
That was something that the Queen used to do. Are you sure you want to win him as a prize if he's a queen?
Don't expect me to bow.
There's no one here that should have to bow to anyone.
He prefers it when you get on your knees.
Have no fear, you will see me again.
I do not fear not seeing you, you arrogant buffoon.
I expected you to be behind me.
You know what, Red? You are quite the woman.
That says maybe, but nobody knows why. Now in the male movie, this would be at the end. He'd do something amazing and she'd fall for him, ending up on her knees. Whereas, if they're not your target demographic, then you need to have tension in the middle. Oh, will they, won't they? Oh, isn't she just so strong and powerful? He's like, no, I can easily resist you. I don't need to do anything. Cuts his arm, he's now the untouched, and that means she owns him. It's a complete inversion of what would happen in a male story, because it isn't one. She's the one in control, she's the dominant one, and even though he's a king, he's now also a bitch.
Stay alive, Princess of Shem. One day I will claim my prize.
But not today, because I'm actually not that bothered about it, love. This really shows what I mean by the whole safe, horny element of it. Everything going on here is the shape of the fabric. There are even shots where you can just basically see a gap between the fabric and the skin. Like whenever she breathes out.
Taken me a long time to figure out who I am.
Could you stop heavy breathing, please? It's really distracting. Now, I think they're setting up a sequel here because she's like, I just want to go and see my people. And the dude's like, well, it's changed over the years. It may not be what you remember. It's probably evil as well.
May not be what you remember.
I remember warm beds, good food.
It's a land that fell to the T-virus, testosterone. At that moment, though, the femme baboon's arse turns up with a spy. They've been following us all this time.
Where are the others?
Right, don't need to worry about those. I took care of all of them. They took one look at my face and I mowed them down as they fled. So she puts a dagger to his neck, asks them where they are. They're one day away. You don't need to worry because you won't get away. You're all about to die.
You first.
A hero, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, look what they did to this woman. She went from, thank you, Bunny Rabbit, for your sacrifice, to anyone that walks behind me on a path has to die. But they're being followed. What do we do?
Here.
Not here.
No, obviously. No, not here. Look, I know you've evolved for strategic military thinking over the generations, but just shush. A ginger's talking.
Not on this open ground.
Their idea of putting him down is to make him say the most stupid thing to say something obvious. Not like she's a great military leader, it's just the blokes are idiots.
She's right.
At least there's another woman agreeing with her in the background. We don't need any input from these men folk. But she tells Blondie to go, warn your people, get them to come to us. Dragon wants me, he wants the knowledge that I have, and so I'll lead him away while you go and get backup. They do the classic, I must go alone and sacrifice myself. No, you're not going alone, we must follow you. For you are the mighty Ginger. It's Star Trek Discovery all over again. I wouldn't be surprised if she went there and then found out that her horse has autopilot.
Nothing but death awaits us all anyway.
Yeah, especially with her as your leader.
It is the manner of death that counts.
And this is a good way to die.
All right, Klingon, calm your tits. She's about 5 seconds away from calling someone a patah.
Let's fight. Rebel warfare.
I think you mean guerrilla warfare, except they couldn't use the word gorilla when they had a baboon in the party.
Sonja, we are all at your side until this is over.
What? I can't talk because the dentures, love. Cut over to the fortress where everything's been burned, and I was immediately like, would have been a good fight. Why did you cut it? I know it's budgetary reasons, but it does feel cheap, not in a monetary sense. Especially somehow they've destroyed the armored personnel carrier. How did they even do that much damage to metal with swords? That's what I want to know. How did they set metal on fire? The king appears, he's like, speak.
You're a devil. Came back.
Devil's a bit strong. I mean, she has seemingly turned evil, but still. Now, during all this, they're just sitting in the forest watching them. But my favorite comment is his.
They ambushed us.
How? You're sitting in your fort. How'd you ambush someone in a fortress? Like, you have walls so that you can't be ambushed.
Never too many of them.
Too many of them? There's about 10. Now, he's asking when his army will arrive, but Blondie's got some criticism.
You must crush her before news spreads that a handful of damn naughties stood against you.
People are gonna think you're a weak bitch because you're getting beaten by one.
No one can know of your weakness.
Look who's talking, love. No one can know you're weak, but they expect it of me, don't they, really? All he caps back, I'm weak. You're the one to take potions so your mind doesn't tear itself apart.
Forgive me, I misspoke. Of course you are not weak. This world is your struggle.
Yes, now make me a sandwich. But Sonja takes that moment to I am the center of attention. I'm surprised she didn't take a selfie to remind herself of this moment. And she seems to have taken makeup advice from the orcs. She's like, keep sending scouts. I'd love some sport. And gets totally outplayed. I've got one of my own, thanks, love. They yeet at their own head at her, and it's Blondie. Notice this isn't unhappiness or being upset. This is the look of disgust. She's not upset he's dead. She's just angry he can't get the message out. Later that night, she's in a tree and looking over at her friends. Looks over her other shoulder and sees people creeping up on her. They managed to get this close to them before they were spotted. And it gets worse. She pulls a bow.
I'd prefer if you didn't kill my friend.
These people are so crap at what they do. A guy can get into their base without being spotted.
You are a Canaan.
I am.
Is that the first thing you worry about? Oh, look, it's a high-status rich man. Is that going to be the sequel? She just goes around banging royalty.
And you are the one they are calling Red Sonja.
Or the Red Devil. Unfortunately, those names only work for a short time every month. It turns out that these are her people. While the other guy did get captured by the enemies, they saw him get captured and so came to investigate what the problem was. They must have better scouts than Red Sonja.
Your long exile is over. Welcome home.
Why did she get exiled? Why did any of them get exiled? Why, if they did something so awful to get exiled, are they suddenly just welcome back for absolutely no reason whatsoever? I've watched this movie twice. I'm still not sure of the difference between her people and her exiled people. I have no idea why it happened. Now, for a reason I can't fathom, except it was needed in the plot, they brought the second half of the magic book. They tell the story of how he got his half. Red Sonja, as a child herself, tried to get him out, but got separated. So he ran into a church and hid. A priest in that church tried to save the book, but got captured, and the book got torn in half. So while the woman talking killed the invader and took half of it, the kid picked up the other bit before getting captured. Now, somehow, despite being taken as a slave, they let him keep the book, which he then went into a prison, surrounded by other people, and somehow managed to take out a brick from a wall and hide the book in the hole. And he did all of this, somehow keeping hold of the book. Don't think about, turn your brain off, it'll be fine. Because then he would spend hours every day just reading the book, decipher an entirely different language that he didn't know. And that's how he discovered the technology, which eventually led to his freedom and the overtaking of the world. There was only one person that knew he was doing this, and that was his bodyguard. Through all of that, I would have put the message as, well, technology is neither good or bad, it's just down to the morals of the person using it. But for this director, no, this movie is about the climate and what the Industrial Revolution did to it. It's like, well, if only a woman had kept hold of the technology, there wouldn't have been all this damage. But my favourite is her conclusion.
He cannot get the other half. We must vanish even deeper into the forest.
Okay, if this is the damage you did with half, imagine him getting the whole book, in which case, why did you pissing bring it with you? He cannot get the book. That's why we brought it 50 meters away from his fortress.
No, someone has to make a stand.
Yes, and the matriarchy has decided. I'd like to point out that the king is right next to them, hasn't said a word, hasn't come to any conclusion.
Or it won't just be the Canaans who suffer. It will be every tribe, every people who defy him.
But what if I don't care about those people? What if I care about my people? And if you think they're suffering now, imagine how much they will when he gets to the entire magic book. This isn't the time for care-based morality, love. This is the time for men to be in charge.
It's now or never.
King never said a word throughout the entire time. Why would a king have input on these military fights? Even now, the king is behind Red Sonja. Now, I'm not saying I have no faith in Red Sonja's battle plans, but...
Let's go. No, wait.
Well, that lasted a long time. Stop it. We're not going yet. No, that APC that was burned into a husk of its former self is now working again. They bring out cannons, and we get the single greatest line in the movie.
Orlac, burn the forest down!
What?
Burn the forest down!
In a rainstorm? Burn the water, is essentially. But don't worry, that's not going to stop them. They start firing the mortars, and despite having no idea where these people are, they don't even know if they're nearby. We fired, it looks more like trebuchet, to be honest, but they attack this one bit of land in a rainy forest. This causes Red Sonja and everyone else to run. The enemies still don't know where they are. But you wouldn't know that from how the explosions are magically heat-seeking them. It's even following them as they run away. They don't know they're there. What are they shooting at? So as we zoom out to see where they've hit, they are just firing at this one area where those people were. Nothing else on either side. Good. I mean, mean good? You fired 6 explosions in a straight line at people you don't even know are there, and you're like, that's my job done. Send in the infantry.
Bring me her head, and you will be my empress.
Bring me her head and I'll bang you for once. If you like my glowing knob, you've seen nothing yet. So as the enemies march through the trees, we see this. It's not just everyone magically walking around this suspiciously shaped pile of leaves. But there's a tree with a guy, half his body is just standing around the tree. And this is an enemy. They just walk past. Oh, I can't see him because his right shoulder is behind a log. Look how close they are. Look, they're right there. It's like, oh, I didn't see you 2 inches away from me. Oh, that came as a complete surprise. Red Sonja springs out the leaves. I think they should have stepped on her and just had to go, ah, and set everything off. And everyone has a fight in the fiery trees. Now, their king's order was to burn down the forest. But if you want to do that, why send people in? I don't know. Now, we have some cool scenes like this guy fighting 3 people at once. And we have Sonja being basically Legolas for a bit. Who needs a sword when you could just use a bow in close range? And basically the whole fight is each one of these people holding off 3 to 5 of the enemies. And this is what I like about the aesthetics of it. For a low-budget fantasy fight, this is what you want. I think the director did a good job with what they had. It's just the themes and morals and the writing that's the problem. And some of the casting. I am not joking when I say what they did to this woman seems like ritual humiliation. Every freeze frame is like, oh, bad pause. Sorry for that, love. There is no good pictures of her in this movie. You see what I mean? It was just another random pause. But at least everyone else is using weapons. Even Red Sonja isn't so super powered she can just use her bare hands. Well, except that time she slaps someone. That is, unless you've got a face like a baboon's arse. It's the gentlest backhand I've ever seen that's supposed to knock someone out. And if you remember from Endgame, this scene.
She's got help.
Well, we get something a bit similar here. First, it's a girl boss. Then we cut to the girl boss, followed by a girl boss. And then a girl boss. Until we get a girl boss fighting a girl boss. It's a clunge crescendo. Now, maybe it's me, but I don't think this is the best opening to a fight. You are exposing your entire body up just to a slash instantaneously. Could have been over in one move. And I have to say, like, look, yes, it was cool. But it was so over the... Why are we spinning a sword round on her hand to block over our head? I'm not even on about the leverage. I'm on about the kind of the artistic flair. Because she keeps doing it, spinning it around, and she still outclasses Red Sonja in a sword fight, as you'd expect, because she annihilated her at first. She shouldn't have learned how to fight in 5 minutes, but she kind of does. We've just cut over to a man for the first time. The problem is now, it's man versus male baboon's arse. We get cuts between Sonja getting dominated and this guy getting dominated. For some reason, the baboons don't like using weapons, they just backhand everybody. And he joined them. Eventually, though, he takes an axe to the neck. So we have our first power level. He dominated a load of guys. Then the male baboon beat him. Who's gonna beat the male baboon? Also, this is the guy that took the piss out of the pretty boy that the woman was after.
Can't you see? Prince Osen is fine.
He's a preening fool with more luck than skill.
There really is only one way this story can end. As for the fight itself, it's atmospheric, it's long, got decent people in it. For a budget fantasy series, it's good. I just wish it was in a better movie. And it needed to be a lot more for the male gaze if you can have this many people fighting. Like Xena. And after the guy takes a sword to the gut, so does Sonja, straight through her stomach.
If I bring in your head, I will be empress.
Imagine. I've got to decapitate you so I can get my end away. I'm sorry about it, love. Nothing personal. I've seen women do some weird things for celebrity, but this is a first. What? The horse couldn't have appeared earlier, eh? No, somehow, despite being stabbed in the gut, which is more of a severe injury than being knocked over by a horse, she comes around quicker, probably because like Snow White, she gets true love's kiss. She's a Twitch streamer after all. But someone gets the energy to climb on the horse's back, She's like, if I'm going out, I'm gonna get my leg over one last time. And the horse takes her to her god. She starts hallucinating her mom. She says, I choose to fight, not to die. She says, the earth is bleeding, crying for help. You must save it. You must help prevent weather. A man cannot be allowed to rule this earth. He will only make it worse. But I came to you. I came looking for my family all this time, and you did nothing. I prayed to you my whole life, and you did nothing.
It was never about you finding them.
And then we get the most girl boss of all the girl bossing to have ever girl bossed.
It was about you finding the strength to be who you are destined to be.
It's the hero's journey. It was never about protecting others or sacrifice of yourself. It was never about improvement. This was about realizing you were amazing all along and everyone else just had to come to realize it. You just had to realize that you were perfect as you were and everyone else should accept you in your inferiority. That's very different than what it would be for a man in this scenario, whereas God would just be going, get up, bitch. Ain't gonna save anybody lying around like that. Man up. But no, you're a perfect little wallflower just as you are.
The fate of the world is in your hands.
Well, that's screwed then. And so she lowers her into the water. Let go of what you were and become what you can be. What? I just want to point out, this confirms she didn't have superpowers before. She was just amazing at everything as a Mary Sue. Because now we get the Red Sonja. We get stock footage of waterfalls, mountains, forests.
The world needs you now more than ever.
We haven't destroyed the world yet, we need you to finish it off. With that, we go back to the fortress. All of her old military was defeated after Red Sonja got taken down, and now they're in chains. I just want to point, this is metal chains. Moustache twirling villain is like, do you know who I am? She uses his child name.
No.
So he backhands her round the face. A child is dead. I am Dragoon. Great. Such a masculine motivation for a story, isn't it? Actually, no, he just wasn't hugged enough as a child. This is the bit where I should point out, everything from this point on pisses me off. Especially his ending. But this is where they set it up. Up until this point, they were building him up. He was a guy who learned from books. He took over an empire. He created the world. But now he's just a scared little child who's actually just acting out because he didn't have the love of his mum.
Child who you taught to dance and sing. I am not some child who you abandoned.
But it's like, well, only if he had the love of his mum, then he wouldn't have turned into an evil emperor that took over the world.
Why do you abandon children? Say it. I want you to say it.
This is a guy who at this point has essentially won. He thinks he's won. Taken out the rebels, killed Sonja, taken back his fortress, and they had to undermine it by going, he's just a weak-willed bit. He's just engaging in effeminate whining all the time about his feelings.
I abandon children. I abandon children.
This is not what a intimidating man as a villain should be.
Children, say it. Say it now.
And despite me liking his acting, it just comes across as pathetic.
I abandon children. I abandon children.
As I've said, this matters who's saying the line. If the roles were flipped and he was on the ground and she was saying it to him after becoming a tyrant, it would have worked. But it's almost as if, like, gender roles matter or something.
I abandon children. No!
Oh, he's so intimidating. This is the guy that I could believe took over an empire and ruled the world.
I abandon children. Stay it from me. Stay it from me now.
It's Cope. Oh, every tyrant is actually just a fragile weakling who, if only his mom had loved him as a kid, wouldn't have become it. It's Cope.
I abandoned children.
Great, well now you can die. But it's actually worse than if he'd just gone, thank you. Bang! He's like, oh, what have you got in there? Wait, did you just bring me the second half of my magic book that I've been taking over the world for?
You brought me this?
Barely an inconvenience. Why did she bring it here? To his doorstep? To him? The most important thing is he doesn't get hold of this book. Literally gives it to him.
Commander Archer, kill her.
Hey! Finally, she gets what she deserves. But the guy's like, kill a holy woman, I'm not going to do that. So instead, he goes to do it himself. It was a good shot, you gotta admit it, because this is super-powered Red Sonja. Before, it was just fallopian tubes. But this is like peak Californian activist. You can tell by the screaming and the obviously unhinged look in her eyes.
Said she was dead!
But you didn't bring her a head, did you? That's probably not even mud. I bet she's actually just tattooed them on as they're her eyebrows. Eyebrows on fleek?
Kill her!
I do love her not. Just kill her. Kill her. Gone again. That same moment, though, completely coincidentally, with no communication at all, a second army turns up. That means the king retreats into the fortress, and we get to see the true power levels emerge. That means that female baboon's arse She could just break metal. She did snap the chains. She wasn't lockpicking them. And you notice the first thing she does... take out the male version of her. And that's how you have the power level. The man takes the piss out of Pretty Boy.
He's a preening fool with more look than skill.
He had to die to a woman. Actually, died to a baboon, but the male baboon died to the female one because, obviously, she's the dominant, stronger version of him. She even rips his neck out. And screams like someone from Portland. Looks like one. The second army is Pretty Boys. He's like, I told you I don't get insulted by a bloke and he stays alive.
You got something to your hair.
Yeah, she covered it in fluids.
Left us.
Yes, but I came back with an army.
You did.
With script writing that good, I'm surprised it's not more popular. The best thing about this scene is how warmly she greeted him.
I like it!
I love it when you grease up your hair.
Still alive! She has no heart, she's a demon.
Well, yeah, she's a girl boss. It's not as if you didn't have warning. Oh, I love this bit. This is the worst green screening I've seen. And I have complimented the look of this movie throughout all of the rest. I can put up with all of it, and I liked most of it. With the exception of this. I don't know what that was. I can't even tell you what's bad about it. This is obviously the worst green screen effect of the movie. Now, one good thing about fortresses is if you just leave easily climbable walls so that all of your enemies can scale the outside and defeat the point of having the walls in the first place. That's a strong design. You could have just cut this off and not made the handholds for her. Instead, she lands on the walls. I also like the long hair with the braid down the middle. It's very Tomb Raider. Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider. But these guys should have obviously seen someone with hair this bright and realized, you don't go near them. If creatures in the wild change colors to warn you that they're lunatics, so was Red Sonja. She's even willing to look down on a fortress and see all the men around her. This is a lot of people to fight in one go. She doesn't care about that. We're going down anyway. Personally, I would have stayed on the wall and shot all of them, not Sonja. We're still fighting with a bow at close range, but my favorite is this guy. Watch his positioning. Now, he's over here. He could just run at her. Instead, he seems to get lost. Where are you going? Where's this guy going? No, quickly, I must retreat away from the individual person. Look, he's over there. He's gone by the gate. I will defend the gate in case she wants to break out of it. Where did he get shot? Does she shoot him in the balls? I think she shoots him in the balls. Oh, no, there it is. It's in his chest. I also love that we've got this guy making the same mistake that we had earlier in the movie, where he swings. Oh, the momentum's just too strong. He's probably still running. But she pulls out her swords, eventually. And look, I quite like the fighting. I am wondering what all the other 20 people standing behind her are doing off camera, though, while she's killing that one guy. Really slowly. Now, during this time, he's translating the other half of the book. And it's like, hang on, this is about healing. This is about medicine.
What is this?
Yeah, what is that? If they'd had a woman that looked like Sonja in the comics, you could have understood it. But when it's somebody who is a third of their weight, flipping them over, but he could just hold her off his arm. Physics aside, though, it is a cool move. I'm not knocking the move. I just think you needed bigger casting. Significantly bigger casting. Better casting.
Balance in nature? This is useless.
Now, a good military leader would know that things like medicine, quite good when you run a military where your people get injured, especially the next generation of medicine. Probably not too good for this fight, though. Especially with that lunatic walking around. So he's like, no, go on, Blondie. I need you to protect me, Blondie. Go and fight her, Blondie.
Please, Anicia, go and fight her.
Yes, I had to get on my hands and knees and beg her. Just so we can see who's the submissive and who's the dominant one with the power in this scenario. Every bloke in this thing gets humiliated.
Anicia, go and fight her.
No.
You're a coward.
It might be one of my favorite moments of the movie. He's on his knees. They've completely emasculated him, and he's calling her a coward from a submissive position. It really does matter who you have saying these lines, doesn't it? It's almost like these roles matter. But as he says it, all the voices in her head start going, coward, 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 coward.
Listen to your voices, Anicia. They are right. You are a coward.
She's like, well, how can you hear the voices in my head?
You protect me. There is no empire unless you protect me.
He's just getting his dangly bits and whacking them out on the table. fault. I am the leader. It's a shame he never hit Red Sonja with him, really. He would have knocked her out. As Red Sonja cuts away through the military, she finally realizes, hang on, you know what the voices are saying.
How is that possible? Because I put them there.
That was a really stupid thing to say, wasn't it? I'm going to admit to my half-strength inferior bodyguard, who I begged to protect me, I'm the cause of all of her problems. What could the movie mean by this? She's like, why? Well, I didn't want to share my throne. You didn't need to. You could just go, no. I find you a bit off-putting because you won't make me a sandwich, love. The way you act, I'm half afraid that if I did go under those covers, I'd find a surprise. So she realizes the potions that he's been giving her aren't curing her, they're causing the problem. He realizes, I'm gonna have to stab her now. Why did he tell her if he was just gonna need to kill her afterwards? I don't know. She pulls her own dagger. And we have a mutual stabbing. Turns out, in the end, she did get what she wanted. And he got what he was afraid of. Well, you know what they say, sharing is caring. Oh, look, they're doing the Superman marketing. This is chemistry.
In or out first?
I don't think we have to be that synchronized.
Unironically, it is the female romance story. You go and read any of the book talk things, it's full of stuff like this. This is not a movie made for blokes. They're like, oh, it's so romantic. And so as they collapse in each other's arms after brutally murdering each other. Sonja, the door wasn't locked. You could have just pushed. She sees that the king has fled out the back, realizes what's happened. She's like, oh, I'm ever so sorry. I didn't want to hurt you because of the sisterhood.
The voices, they're quiet.
And we're supposed to think this is a somber moment. Oh, it's Sonja caring for it. They all wanted to kill her 5 minutes ago. Come. This is justice. You get what you deserve. And she should have just been like, get wrecked, noob. No, we're all so sad because after the end of the day, she was just like me, taken advantage of him by a bloke. So unlike Blondie, she actually goes after the king. How the horse know where the king wanted to go, I don't know. His doesn't get down on its knees, though, like Sonja's. So we have to humiliate him. He has to die slowly, crawling across the ground. It's kind of ironic that he returned to the place of his ancestors with a book all about medicine, and yet because he thought it didn't matter, it won't save him. So Sonja tracks him down, and he's just ripping pages out of the books.
You don't need that.
No, but she should still use it. The villain has to be punished by the hero. This is part of storytelling. And yet this director is like, no, the true meaning of this movie is actually about forgiveness and compassion and empathy. It's not a story for blokes.
I'm no match for you, Red Sonja.
See? I'm just somebody with dangly bits. I can't actually compete with your gash. He doesn't even know she's got superpowers by a god yet.
And yet, I still rule the whole world.
Because I am, after all, a man. It's not subtle. I do wonder why she suddenly just leveled up, though, when she dyed her hair. It's like, this was my sword, my weapon. Knowledge is what allowed him to lord it over his superiors. People he was no match for. And then we find out what Sonja thinks evil is.
You were a slave who allowed slavery, devoured resources with no limit. You used and slaughtered animals.
I just want to point out, she strangled a bunny rabbit. Take resources, eat animals. I can't imagine what the message is. She's probably the kind of person that thinks that you could sacrifice a cow to control the weather. Whereas this guy's like, weather just happens.
One tyrant replaced another.
He's like, your gods deserted me when I was alone.
We're not the only one who was alone.
It's not really a rebuttal to what he said, though, is it really? It's like, your god gave you superpowers and they left me in a prison cell. So she tells him, I was there when you were taken.
You were there?
Yes, I'm sorry.
How the hero is apologizing to the villain, the tyrant.
Why are you sorry? You've come here to kill me. You've won.
I came to kill Dragon.
Yeah, and he's over there.
But if I'd...
Even he's like, are you insane, love? I'm here, you silly bit.
But if I'd held on tighter to your hand when you were a boy back then.
If only I'd held your hand and you'd had a nicer upbringing, you wouldn't have become a tyrant and taken over the world.
Both our lives might have been different now.
The only way your life would have been different was we would have had kids. And he's like, oh yeah, you let go of my hand. He's like, I think I'm dying. Yeah, that's what getting stabbed tends to do, mate.
Yes, you are.
Script writing. I think I'm dying. Yes.
I'm scared about what comes next.
Oh god, here we go. Still emasculating him. I'm so scared and weak and feeble despite the fact I own the world. Please, Mom, can you just come and hold me? And so the hero sits down next to the evil villain that a few minutes ago we were calling every name under the sun that wanted to wipe out everyone I care about. Like, oh, but you don't have to be evil. This is so far outside my moral worldview. I despise everything about it.
There's nothing to be scared of.
No, there isn't. As she decapitates him. That's the only thing that should happen in this moment. She should be kicking him in the face.
I've crossed over. There's peace ahead.
So that means she actually died and then her god resurrected her. That's worth knowing. That means everyone else that died in this movie, the god wanted them gone. And every death that ever happened in this entire series, her god would want them to be dead.
Please, don't let me go this time.
Please hold me. My arch nemesis. Hold me. I've been trying to murder you for the last 2 hours. Please hold me. It really pissed... The first time I watched this, it really pissed me off. Now it's just funny because I knew it was coming.
I won't.
Sad music! We've got sad music when the villain is getting what he deserves. Isn't it so upsetting that the evil tyrant, by her description, is dead? No! We get flashbacks of them as kids. It's like, oh, this is what we really are. We're not adults, really. Because we're just essentially activists from California, we're all children, really. We have the mental capacity of babies. Why is this supposed to be an emotional moment when the villain gets his just desserts? No, it's about compassion and faith. She forgave the evil villain that wiped out most of the known world. Evil doesn't deserve forgiveness and compassion. It deserves to be punished. And so after this, I was raging. I've sat through this entire movie, and just when you're supposed to get the sort of cathartic release of evil getting what it deserves, they take it from you. You get that pathetic ending and there was no satisfaction. There was no climax of the villain being defeated by the hero. Sonja doesn't even do anything to him. Some random other evil bint does. And this is one of the most unsatisfying, unsatisfactory endings ever. This ruined the film for me. Regardless of anything else, I would have hated any movie that ended with this, no matter how good the rest of it was. This is one of the worst endings I've seen. Not because of the script, but because of the very theme and the ideas behind it. It's like, no, you actually should feel sorry for evil. And you can argue whether he's evil or not, but from the perspective of the director and the scriptwriter, he definitely was evil. They didn't think that Sonja was evil earlier either. So as she rides back into the conquered fortress, all that remains is for her to get her end away.
Take him home, bury him as a Arcanian.
It's like, no, take him to our people and honor him after he spent 2 hours slaughtering all of us. This is incredibly subversive. This is what I mean about the inversion of morality in movies. I actually have a soft spot for this sort of budget fantasy thing because I was raised on things like Xena and Hercules. I love The Outpost, which overall is probably of a similar quality to this actually. Even as I was watching it, I was finding enjoyment out of the movie. Maybe for the wrong reasons, the unintentional reasons, but enjoyment nonetheless. Until all of this, and it ruined, it's unforgivable.
He hasn't earned that honor.
Exactly. Masculine morality versus feminine morality, in 2 quotes. Bury the tyrant as one of us. No, he's not one of us. He's evil.
Not for the man, but bury the boy he was.
The boy he was is the man he is. The boy became the man. They're the same person. He was always evil. His temperament was evil. When he got power, he was evil. There is no blank slate he could have turned into a good person if only he was hugged more.
The man he became.
Oh, I want the full impact of that.
Not for the man, but bury the boy he was. Not the man he became.
Oh, that statement is everything wrong with society right there. Just the belief itself is toxic to society.
We will bury him as Arcanian. May he find redemption.
Oh, of course, it's another wench that had to go along and go, no, obviously, I hugged him once. That means he's a good boy. I see everyone as my children, even the evil people that try to murder everybody.
When you return, you bury him.
Wait, look at this guy's reaction.
When you...
May he find redemption in death.
He's not even looking. He's like, we shall bury him, not for the man, but for the man he became. It's like, oh, oh, they're at it again. This is actually quite a good split between the characters and how they would perceive the situation. What I'm against is putting it in the movie at all. Their opinions are irrelevant. The movie pitches the correct answer as the one that happens, and so they are the leaders. What should have happened is the guys went, no, shut up, you stupid tart. Of course we're not doing that. Are you insane?
You return, you bury him. When you return, you bury him.
It's like, I'm not burying him. Your stupid idea. You can do it. You think I'm digging a hole 6 foot under just so I can bury scum? You want to honor scum, you can do it yourself.
I'm not going with you.
Well, he's not getting buried then, is he? We're gonna feed him to the crows like he deserves. But because she's lived in this forest her whole life, and now she's a strong, independent modern woman, that means she wants one thing.
The day I found my people again, and now I know.
I just wanted to be around my own people, my own kind, and my own culture. But now I found those people, actually, I want something else.
I want to see more of this world.
I want to go traveling and get my end away over there. There's so much strange out in the world if I can travel the nations. I don't need my own people, actually.
We want to see more of this world.
And more of its people. Did she just kiss her horse? She really is a Twitch streamer. And he's like, hang on, I thought you were gonna get with me, not destroy yourself by traveling to foreign nations.
Hawk once said the barbarian king of Samaria is a man worth meeting.
Oh. She's after a piece of rough, a barbarian who doesn't shave or shower. And he's like, hang on, can I not at least have first crack?
Well, Red, whenever you're ready to claim your prize, I'll be waiting.
Oh. So we've got height advantage, which is submissive as it is. Then it's like, I'm just going to hang around and wait for you. After you've gone and visited all of these people in your foreign lands, like your barbarian kings. And I can have the sloppy seconds. Or thirds.
Don't you have a kingdom to rebuild?
Yes, there's probably much better selections there, to be honest.
This world needs leadership.
Did you notice that?
This world needs leadership.
And who is the person that it's entering on as its leader? Or, if you want to, oh, yeah, that, there, and there. And that is the weird voice one that survived right to the end. Personally, out of all of them, I'd choose the guy with the beard.
Moral and just.
Be those things, Prince Osin.
Because only you can. After all, I wanted to let evil go. She's not even having a shower before she leaves. She's still covered in the gore of the battle that we've just seen.
But you can be sure I'll stop by. I want to find out what the fuss is about.
Oh, yeah. You can be sure I'll come back and get round to you eventually. You can do better, mate. They're literally setting up a sequel based off Red Sonja getting her end away. Normally, it's like alien eggs or something, just seeing about to explode. And it's like, no, this is just eventually Sonja's will. After she leaves, though, to travel the world, she becomes what you'd expect. A drunken pisshead surrounded by blokes. I think Xena's there in the background, only for a strange man to enter through the snow.
Sonja, we need you.
Only you can save us from the horror that's about to beface us. We need the mighty guy. I am just somebody with dangly bits. I am the king of my kingdom that traveled the world to reach you rather than sending a messenger. His land's probably already been destroyed by this point, but it does. She's like, oh, I'm always having to save other people. Give her the opportunity to do a cool girl boss walk. She actually got 2 final exits. Once on the horse riding into the forest, and once just being a pisshead. Because we had to show that while she was living a nice, wholesome life in the forest, once she got her independence, she just became like a random beer drinking slag. People wonder why I hate modernity. I have to ask, what the f did I just watch? On the one hand, the movie was a lot better than I expected, judging by the reviews, especially what the director said. I thought the aesthetic was nice. The director, I do think, could have made a decent movie. For the budget, they did well with what they had. But by God, if it isn't the same problem of all the rest of Hollywood. It is the morals, the themes, the casting choices. Why was there a woman with random teeth just shoved in her mouth that was barely in the movie and just looked insulted every time she was on screen? But no matter how much I could have maybe forgiven the rest of the movie, the ending is, I can't. That destroys the script and the immersion, no matter how much goodwill I can give you for the sort of budget fantasy setting. But I still could have had enjoyment from it because it was funny. When they try and do that, it's always funny because it's so absurdly farcical. There is no other result you can make. But all of that was destroyed by the ending. And I think that's what I'm going to remember this movie for. It looked good. It was funny. It was incredibly biased to the sort of Portland worldview and was written by a lunatic. But it was the ending that I will remember and quote repeatedly. I can't remember a lot of what happened in Agatha or even the Acolyte. But Red Sonja, that left an impression, for better or worse. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you liked the video. Subscribe, more videos like this in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.